Welcome everybody to the next episode in our Grand Tactician, the Civil War Confederate campaign. We are in the middle of the Battle of Baltimore. Union forces have tried to attack the flanks of Beauregard's army, but in this day 2 of the battle, Beauregard's reinforcements have arrived, giving him the numerical advantage. So we will see the day 2 of the Battle of Baltimore and much more in the latest episode of Grand Tactician, the Civil War. So we have day 2 of the Battle of Baltimore. There does seem to be a save game continuity error where, again, I'm loading this up from a save file, and I believe I could have swore, and I will check the previous recording for this, could have swore that the deployment area was cut off. So Lee was cut off from Ewell's Corps in the center here, fighting off the Federal troops on the first day around the Emory House. But now we can reinforce him directly. Regardless, we'll take advantage of this situation, and now we can set up for a major attack. So currently, the first day battle saw decent fighting on both sides, as the Union was able to inflict 1,000 casualties on our troops. We were able to take about 1,200 from the Federals. Now our numbers have gone up to about 91,000. The Federals claim about 50,000 at the moment. So we outnumber them, and we are on the defensive. So we can take a real good advantage of this situation as we hold a strong position here in the center. We can actually probably move Ewell over here and reposition. So overnight we could shift Ewell to the center right here and then move Cox Corps in the center. Now, I don't know if we want to do that because Coke is an unproven commodity. He has about 31,000 poorly trained and green troops. So some of Ewell's men are exhausted, though. McIntosh's division. So McIntosh, this will be his first battle in division command, but he is commanding some first-time fighters. Status of their training, they are untrained soldiers. We are going to move Lee's Corps into the center. These are probably some of the best troops in the Army of Northern Virginia. Magruder will... I think we'll actually put Magruder on the left, and we'll put Cox Corps on the right. So if we position our camera here, so we got Pillow's division on the center right with McLaw's bottom and McCown. Gratiot in reserve. Gratiot's nervous for some reason. We'll put Waitman's guns right in the center here, right at the Emory House. Smith, Burbridge, and Henry McCulloch, right in the center there. We can even build some breastworks. And that's Clayton's division. Huval, Cavalry Reserve there, the attached cavalry brigade. Now the cavalry does an interesting thing for our infantry. It gives them a morale boost. They like having some cavalry nearby. Again, I question the validity of that for a Civil War game. That might work very well and be very plausible for a Napoleonic setting, but the military history of the American Civil War was the use of cavalry in scouting and some harassing of the flanks or disrupting supply lines. I don't think infantry, I can't recall much about infantry morale boost as far as knowing that there's a cavalry reserve in the reserve supporting them if need be. I can definitely see that, in a Napoleonic setting where I'm a line battalion holding a position and I see cuirassiers behind me in case of a breakthrough from the enemy. I know I have cavalry support in reserve that can countercharge enemy infantry trying to assault my lines. That was not the case in the American Civil War. All right, D.R. Jones in a very strong position. So we've just strengthened this center position with some of the best troops we have to offer. See, Rosser's guns will take up position here. Maybe we'll put them up here where there's some open terrain. Solely, we'll go right here. So Waitman has 14 guns. So that's like a full battery, and Davidson's more of a section of guns. Beauregard, sir, please fall back behind the lines. Thank you. James McIntosh will put his division here. I mean, there's some real good natural cover. We got some fencing right here that we can use. We don't even have to build a whole lot of breastworks. Oh, I gave McIntosh... Oh, McIntosh is under Magruder's corps. And then Polk's division hasn't completely formed, so he is... We'll put him in like a reserve position with McCrae's brigade. We'll throw Ledbetter out on the flank. Whiting, Iverson, and Gist. So that's a pretty good salient. I feel very confident about the strength of this salient right here. We will throw up some more breastworks. We are going to use Cox's corps for a possible counter-assault. And we will see how he performs in that capacity. Not sure how I allowed this corps to get so large. I think this is first time battle for almost all of these brigades. Yeah, the entire corps. A lot of these units in Lee's corps have rifles, and we will keep Ewell in reserve. Actually, let's put him. I'll be fine right there. We can probably bring up some of his guns as a reserve artillery. All right, there's the deployment. Pretty straightforward for the most part. I don't know where there was about 20,000 men engaged on the Union side in the first day, and about 18,000 that Ewell had to start the day yesterday. So there's another 30,000 Union troops. We'll see where they deploy. All right, so the battle's going to start pretty furiously, I think, right here in the beginning. One thing I noticed the AI not doing very much is they don't really redeploy their troops. I thought in a patch that they said that the AI would do a little bit more redeployment for next day battles. So, I'm going to deploy some skirmishers here. Not seeing the Union... Okay, the Union reinforcements are going to hit us on the left. As we see a lead element here. That might be the weak point of our line, to be honest. Now that I'm looking at this, I see a flaw in our deployment. But if they are strong on their right, they are weak on their left, and we are strong on our right. Well, Jackson, we're going to start deploying you over to our left. So maybe no rest for you, Ewell. I apologize. No rest for your men today. Start shuffling some of these troops. We just need Magruder to hold the line here. Let's move up to these forward fortified positions. We have more than enough troops, though. Let's move Martin's artillery guns. Gist is slow to action, although Beckham's guns are opening fire on the 1st Brigade. We should probably deploy skirmishers to slow the advance of these Federals. Let's move McIntosh's headquarters up forward. I mean, I guess our flank is kind of anchored along this stream, so it's not a horrible deployment, although it Again, I think a human player would definitely try to take advantage of this open ground, or not open, I shouldn't say it's really open, but this ground here to hit the flank hard. 30,000 men deployed right here would really be put a lot of pressure on our line there. Gist is going to get himself in a lot of trouble here. He needs to stay right here. But Iverson's brigade has at least slowed the initial advance of the Union troops. We'll move McCrae in position from Polk's command. We also have Stewart's cavalry arriving, so that will secure our left flank. All right, we can start moving out. Let's start moving out Cox's corps here, starting with Wickham's division and Colquitt and Lane's division. Lane's division is 14,000 strong. We'll see how they manage such a large force. So Iverson's idle. Actually, Iverson's being flanked. See McCrae finally getting into position here. Coming up to support. There we go. Iverson finally gets into a good position to fire, and now Union 3rd Brigade of the 1st Corps is in trouble. Oh, as they're trying to fall back. Union casualties up to 2,200. We've lost 17. As you see more Union reinforcements, though, starting to come into view. I mean, nothing seems to be going on in the center here, although it looks like Jones has a mind of his own as he's driven back the Union troops there. So while our smaller force on our left holds the larger Union force, why don't we go in for the kill on the Department of Pennsylvania? Those are the troops right here, the Pennsylvania troops. So we'll order Pillow to try to assault assault the retreating Department of Pennsylvania. We are repositioning some of our troops on the left here. Union troops breaking against Gist's brigade, although Gist looks like he is starting to wear out. Taking on 400 casualties. See if we can't fall back. Let's order McCrae forward. Throw out some skirmishers. Right, so parts of Ewell's corps are also on their way to support the left. Well, Iverson's getting hit on their flank. Iverson breaks, though. Iverson breaks before we can fix their positioning. Bad positioning by Iverson. That's funny. Whiting's skirmisher commander is feuding with Whiting himself. Looks like Iverson's starting to reform, though. So a good rebound there. Nice rallying. So good job by Stovall. Gist is able to fall back in good order. Alright, Union casualties up to 3,000. I'd really like to bag the 20,000 or so men of the Department of Pennsylvania. Lane runs into Union reinforcements, though. This will get kind of interesting. This is why you deploy skirmishers. This looks like I'll get some very heavy fighting going on right here. Lane has a large artillery reserve. So reinforcing Union troops run right into Lane's corps, or Lane's division. Oh, this is elements of the Army of the Potomac. So these guys should be experienced troops, though. Lane's division, all green and inexperienced soldiers. We'll see how they're going to perform here. They unload a devastating volley, though. Some of these troops from the Army of the Potomac are winded already, though, trying to help reinforce their brothers in arms. Sears's brigade trying to get in position. William Jones, though, doing all right, but taking heavy losses. Sears's brigade seems disorganized. They're tired. Status is double quick. Their cohesion is failing. So Lane's men bungling around there. We have Gladden's division in reserve. That's Ewell's men. So thinking that the main reinforcements were coming on my left, I think they were coming from the south and the north, as I see even more Union troops here. Colquitt will try to form... Let's get Colquitt to cancel his orders. And try to... We got some high ground here around the Mosher house. Maybe they can form up and defend this high ground. Oh, Gratiot is... Oh, yeah, Gratiot's nervous. All right, we're going to move Bonham Ford, Smith Ford. Oh, I got... Davidson's guns got into a little bit of a firefight. So Pillow trying to counterattack, though. It looks like the Department of Pennsylvania men have stabilized and are defending themselves fiercely now. Got Patrick Claiborne's artillery. So heavy fighting, though, with parts of Lane's division. William Jones is taking lots of casualties now. Let's have him fall back. The White's brigade. He's nervous on his first bit of action. Why don't we do Frank Huger? He'll come and support the right flank there. But Claudius Sears has done a pretty good job here, holding the center of this line. Vaughn's brigade gets in to support Sears on his left. The Union trying to get in on the right flank of Sears here. They look disorganized, though. Let's see, who's this? Frank Huger. Coming in to try to reinforce Sears's right. Union casualties are high over here, though. Lane's inexperienced division doing a pretty good job overall, that is for sure. Union casualties start mounting up to about 10%. For the major, we need to hit 31% enemy casualties. Pillow pretty unorganized here. The Union attack on our left seems to have stalled out. McCrae has done a good job holding his position. Iverson has reformed. Very good job by Iverson to rally his men. So Stovall's division doing pretty good, and most of his troops are green as well. So the inexperienced troops of the Confederates have done pretty well, we must say. Let's bring up some of our guns. Waitman's guns are firing from a distance. I don't know how effective he's been. With the flanks of our center position secured, we should be able to push through here. Although this is very rugged terrain right here to try to push an attack along the Milk House Ford Road. Let's push through here. This is elements of Clayton's division. McCulloch and Burbridge. Let's send out Deschler. Trappier actually took a lot of casualties there. Edward Johnson will move forward as well. Let's throw out some skirmishers. So fighting in the center a little bit unorganized. See, we'll move forward George Smith to attack this Union Brigade, 3rd Brigade, 3rd Division. We have McLaw's brigade also in reserve. I thought I ordered McCown to move forward. He did not move forward. Alright, there they go, finally moving forward. So Union casualties 4,700. We've lost about 3,000 men so far. Davidson's 4 remaining guns trying to get into position here. We're trying to send in Deschler and Johnson to hit this flank of the Union center. So Deschler in position. He's hitting the flank of this 3rd Brigade. Alright, that's the situation on the center where we've been able to reorganize it a little bit. They're in a better position as the Union troops look like they're starting to thin out here, and they're making a desperate fight of it. Lane's division doing a good job here. Looks like the Union's taking heavy losses. You can see the carnage on the ground. Let's keep pushing forward with Sears and Vaughn. Now Huger, Frank Huger. Elzey's artillery is in a bad position. So I have Colquitt's division here on the center right. Now they can push forward and maybe cut off these elements of the Department of Pennsylvania from Wickham's division. It looks like the Union are going to try to make a flank attack with 3 brigades on our far left. Gist has taken some rest, and he'll be able to help defend that position. I have Ledbetter's cavalry too, which will actually we will dismount. Jackson's division's in here too, so Jackson can guard the extreme left of our flank, and we have Vaughn's division 2 will move forward in case we need him to reinforce. Right, back on the fighting on the right with Lane's division, Sears, Vaughn, and Huger's brigades. This battle has turned into like 3 or 4 different little mini battles. Looks like some Union troops have withdrawn. If we want to score that major victory, though, we're going to have to inflict more damage on the Union soldiers. And we are going to end this episode right here, as we'll conclude the Battle of Baltimore on the next episode. I thank you for joining me. Hope to see you on the next one.